Hi, welcome to Cooking in the 50s. What? It's the 50s, right?
It's the 50s.
I read the newspaper this morning. I know what the date is.
1957.
1957. And what we're going to be talking about today is how to make a very wonderful low-sugar pumpkin pie.
1950s gluten-free pie.
Not gluten-free.
Oh.
Low sugar. Don't make any promises you can't keep. Okay, so the reason this came about is because I don't eat sugar mostly at all. And I don't eat any kind of sweetener for the most part, although I do make some little teeny tiny exceptions here and there just to have certain things in my life, like pumpkin pie for the holidays. I use the gigantic
We need to. It's
baby weight
baby weight.
canned pumpkin from Libby's.
In order to make 1950s pie, you need to have your 1950s. Come on, focus now. Well, you need to have your 1950s thing that opens stuff. So here we go. Man, that is smooth. So much better than the modern one. I basically assume that everything that's old is better.
So it's pretty simple. We're gonna mix this whole thing of pumpkin with a bunch of eggs and then a bunch of spices, a little bit of milk, a little bit of vanilla, and a little bit of agave nectar. I don't have an exact amount. Maybe we can find out what that is today, but I just went and then it was good.
Yeah, it's just one whole thing of pumpkin, one
yeah.
of agave.
Like I said, not professional.
A couple flaps of spice. And
Can I have a...
I want to see you do that a while. What if I have a crack at it?
Power
Let's I do a
section.
real good one. It's splooshing. I think we got most of it.
Look how you're splooshing.
Gosh, I'm splooshing.
Yes, Bravo.
Sorry.
Don't make me say that again online. You can cut that out if you want.
No, it's good. It's a unit of measurement. One sploosh of pumpkin.
No, this is way more than that.
Eggs.
So for a whole can, like the 6-pound can, I use at least 12 eggs. Probably more like 14.
How many shells do you put in?
A total of 1.
One whole shell.
And a couple more for good measure. Okay, this is, in my opinion, the fun part is adding a crap load of spices.
What's that, Wibba?
This is,
Vanilla extra.
I got the real stuff because I figured, why not?
Anything worth doing is worth overdoing.
Ground cloves. Don't accidentally dump the whole thing in like that one year that I ruined Thanksgiving.
And I couldn't feel my tongue
Yep.
for like 6 weeks.
We don't want to relive the clove incident of 2019.
Pumpkin pie spice. Bam.
Wait, it's gonna splish.
No, it's not. It's good. I got it.
A lot of pumpkin pie spice. It
It's
might
worth-
be like a quarter cup.
Is it a pepper shaker's worth?
No, Bab. Oh my gosh, don't hold that over.
What's next?
Maybe that's the secret ingredient. Pepper. Cinnamon. More, I mean, it was in the pumpkin pie spice. We're just gonna add more.
Well, how much is that?
Because it feels different. Gosh.
3 tablespoons?
4 tablespoons?
Okay, yeah. Ginger.
Maybe 1 tablespoon. Maybe 2.
So,
Maybe 3. Actually,
Basic-
last time I thought,
that's way more than... That's a lot.
I know, I said
It's
it
really
was a lot.
good, but, you know, like... Can we show this to them?
Oh God.
We're gonna try. Can you see this? That's how much of everything you put in there.
This is not a tutorial.
Well, it
This
can
is
be.
just what them watching us make shit up.
Well, anybody who wants to make a pie only to have one pie. Anybody who's gonna make pie is gonna want 5 of them.
So we mostly mix it up, although it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be immersion blending it, which is honestly one of my favorite kitchen tools. And I am not a cooker. I'm not a cooker, but I love my immersion blender. Ta-da!
The thing's battle weary.
It is. It's looking a little sad. Okay, now for the sploosh measurements. Light agave nectar. Maybe we should measure it.
Measuring's for quitters.
So when I did it last time at Thanksgiving, I did 2 worth. Okay, so we're gonna do that again.
All right. Is that 1? That's
That was 1.
Okay. That was like 1 3/4.
Yeah, but I don't want to go too hard because I'd rather it be less. You need to add a little milk. Someday we'll have a recipe, but as of right now, we don't, and this is helping me discover what it is. So, also measured in splooshes, we're gonna go for 1.5
Fire away.
splooshes.
So how many pies is this so far? Pies.
5 pies.
That's at least 2 days worth of pies. So what I like about this pie that she makes is a lot of the generic pumpkin pie that you get out in the world is super sweet and honestly tastes kind of bland, so that all you get is just smacked in the face with sugar. And this is nice because when you're done having a really wonderful meal and then you have this pie afterwards, it's almost like an extension of the meal because you taste pumpkin and you taste the spices and you're not really missing any sweetness, even though there's a lot less of it in there.
And if you're someone who doesn't eat a lot of sugar in your life, then things like this taste delicious and sweet. But if you are eating a lot of sugar, it does desensitize you, and then this can taste really bland, like kids trying to eat vegetables after they had birthday cake.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
I'm not saying it tastes like that. But my point is, like, if you're someone who's not eating a lot of sugar, this can taste all the sweet that you need. And when you've been off sugar for enough time and you taste like real actual sugar in something, it can taste a combination of like oddly disgusting and like powerfully addictive. So for me, that is why I choose not to eat much sugar, because for me it's very addictive. Okay, then unplug it before you ever touch it. Safety first, not second.
That's unplugged, by the way. Never do that at home unless you have both ends.
You could use the lockout, tag out tags from electrical work.
Yeah.
Next step is to heat up the oven. So we're preheating the oven, which for a 1957 gas oven takes about 2 minutes.
I know there are.
So jealous.
I know there are 1950s kitchen appliance hobbyists out there. So I am lucky enough to have this 1957 Ultramatic stove that my grandparents put in this house back in the 50s when they built it.
And boy, is it Ultramatic.
It's Ultramatic. And it matches the 1953 Philco refrigerator. Well, that's scorching already.
The next step is to egg white the pie crust. Now I've decided to buy these rather expensive but delicious Diamond brand pecan pie crusts. So we're gonna egg white them, and then we're gonna pre-bake them a little bit just to get them crunchy, which is good for any pie crust. And then after they've browned, then we're gonna put the pumpkin mixture in, and we're gonna bake them for at least 50 to 60 minutes, but I can show you how to tell whether it's done. Let's see, so the total sugars for 1/8 of a crust is 3 grams, including 2 grams of added sugar. I can just tell you from flavor, from having had this, that it is not an overly sweet based sort of product, like eating a chocolate graham cracker pie crust. It doesn't feel like that. So don't take this as gospel if you're someone who doesn't eat a lot of sugar for health reasons, like obviously run things by your doctor, but as someone who chooses to eat low sugar for addictive reasons, I feel okay about this. Like, it does not trigger me in the way that eating a normal pumpkin pie would, because of primarily the filling, but also the crust does not taste overly sweet. And the filling is also heavy and satisfying in kind of like a savory sweet meal sort of way. Like, I could eat this for breakfast and may or may not have a fair amount. Let's be honest. So if you want to apply egg whites to a pie crust to kind of brown it before you put the filling in and bake it, I will show you how to do that. The first step is to either buy egg whites from a container or take an egg and separate out the egg white from the yolk. And again, I'm not a professional, so don't take this as perfection. Okay, so here's how I know to do it. Crack the egg carefully so it will break pretty clean, and then can you hold the bowl? And then you just want to basically get the white out but not the yolk. So you kind of just like hold it open and like pass the yolk back and forth, trying not to break it, or it's sticking, until as much of the white as possible comes out but not the yolk. And there you have it. And we'll use the yolks, we'll just throw them in the mixture and stir them in. And then you take one of these fun little things that deserves googly eyes and just simply brush it across the surface of your pie crust. And the point of this is to crisp it up and brown the crust before you put the liquid in. Albumin? Is that what it's called? Albumin.
What are you talking about?
It's an egg term. Reach way back to biology class.
Oh my gosh.
Way back.
Nobody wants to know anything about biology in the kitchen.
Someone watching this is like, I'm in biology class right now.
I'm watching this because I don't want to do homework. Albumin?
Albumin. Has that ever been someone's name?
Albumin? I
Albumin?
don't know. You do one of those cut things where it looks like I'm about ready to throw it, and then bing, it ends up in the thing.
Uh-huh.
Should we go?
Whoa, Jesus! Okay, so I would give it, we should look at them and see how they're browning, but I would give it maybe 10 minutes. No,
With this 1950s ladle.
it's a great ladle. And you have a matching pie flapper.
A pie flapper. Whoa! Matching pie flapper. Ecoline. Stainless steel. USA. 1950s. With the rocket-shaped handle.
Oh my god, it's coming right for me!
Grandma! No! I'm gonna stab myself. She needs pie.
Rated M for mature. What would that be?
That's too much.
You got a good hold on it? How's that? Ding, how's that done? So what I've learned today is that this mixture with that size can make 6 pies, not 5. So that's good to know for the future. Plus you get more pies, so.
I'll take it.
It's gonna be at least 50 to 60 minutes. What?
That's too long.
You wanna eat the pie right now, is that what's happening?
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
It's time!
Yay!
We're back! It's time! Let's do it.
Ding, pies are done.
It smells really good.
We're gonna start with one that is not already been stabbed. It's never been kissed.
One unstabbed pumpkin pie.
Clean knife in the center, in the thickest part of whatever you're making. If it comes out clean or pretty much clean, then it's cooked. No! Ah! No! Oh,
Pie scalliver.
pie scalliver, pulled out of a pie, freshly baked in Arthurian times. Look it up, you'll read all about it. The only other thing to say is that we make our own homemade whipped cream with heavy cream, then put it in a bowl and use an immersion blender, or there's probably other ways to do it too, like a food processor maybe, but the point is you want to whip it until the air starts to stay in the cream and make it fluffy. We don't add any sugar, it's just heavy cream plus air.
And
then-
magic.
And then we serve it with the pie. So we will resist having them for dinner and maybe or maybe not succeed. We'll let you know how it is, but the answer is good. Okay. Happy holidays. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.